And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news live concerning Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, fight study, and fight prediction. Okay? Now, mind you, this type of fight would be a shoe-in, okay? It would be a shoe-in if the big question mark of Errol Spence's physical condition, okay? It all comes down to the wreck. Word of the day, counterpunch to you, brother. Danny Garcia is always a tough fighter. Now, here's the scenario. We have Danny Garcia, which has came up short against Keith Thurman, Sean Porter in very close matches. Okay, it hasn't been like a shutout for either fight. He's come up short at the end of the day, but Errol Spence is a person that doesn't have the experience that Danny Garcia has, and every time that he moves up in competition, he looks regular or a good fighter, but a normal fighter, right? He inches the victory. So besides the wreck, you got two guys with two totally different styles. You have Errol Spence, which is just a tad taller than Danny Garcia, because despite Danny Garcia, he's a lot taller than people think he is. He's taller than Keith Thurman. He's taller than Sean Porter. He's about 5'8", okay? Errol Spence is a tad taller. I think he's like 5'9", okay? Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. Errol Spence is a southpaw, a big southpaw, very strong southpaw that likes to work, like he likes to walk you down. Okay, so you have these two styles from a guy that has never been down, which is Danny Garcia, versus another guy that focuses on backing you up in each and every strategy, with each and every punch. He likes to work the body. Errol Spence does. Danny Garcia loves for counter punches. This is going to be a very exciting fight. I will say this. If there's any opportunity for Errol Spence to be hurt, it's in this fight. Why? Because Danny Garcia is a hard-thumping, Philadelphia, Puerto Rican, hammer-slamming fighter. Don't ask me to say that again, because I don't think I'll be able to. But he's a good puncher. And Errol Spence will give him that opportunity, because Errol Spence will be coming forward, okay? Danny Garcia will be looking for openings. He's not necessarily a Canelo Alvarez, but he is a guy that likes to counterpunch. He just mostly loops with his shots, okay? Miguel Cotto, he throws a lot of looping punches too, but he was very effective with the punches that he was able to throw. I guess that's just form at the end of the day. Uncle Arthur, counterpunch from the UK, bro. Shouts out to the UK in the house. I know it is early. You know, I'm on that gravy train. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do. But let's hit that like button as we come in, guys. The question is, will Errol Spence, will those veneers in his mouth hold up? Because understand something. Your dental frame is important. It's very important. You can shave a tooth down, that tooth becomes very sensitive for a long time. Now, I know it's been about 6 months since he had those in, maybe around that time, because he didn't get them right away, because he had to heal first. You've seen the pictures of Errol Spence. He was very jacked up in a almost incredible miracle style way that he survived that. And you ask yourself, will he be able to take punches from a fighter like that after his first time coming back to the ring? First fight, no tune-ups. You know, it's a very risky fight, but see, if Errol Spence wins, he's setting himself up to be praised more because of the wreck. So it's a gamble on Errol Spence's behalf, because he knows if he goes in there and he gets beat, and he's already said this. He said if I get beat by Danny Garcia, something's wrong. That's not a good thing to say to anybody for any reason. Why? Because it looks like an excuse that's manifesting, that's brewing, you know. But he said that, I think, in assurance. Errol Spence said that because he knows even if I was 70%, I should be able to beat Danny Garcia because I'm that good of a fighter. Well, if he's about 80%, he should be able to tell us. D, 115 times. What's up? Counterpunch to you. Vogue. Yes, I'm up early. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta get it. Skrilla 50, bro. Counterpunch to you. Day and night. Skrilla 50 is on the chat. I don't know if Spence is 100% mentally ready. Well, I think he's about 80% across the board. He's been sparring. He's been looking good. He's got shredded. None of that fat boy shit. Yes, sir. The J. Roos theory. Counterpunch to you, bro. Guys, hit that like button. We got 11 on the chat. Hit that like button as we come in to notify the rest of the gang that we are here and we are live. Errol Spence, you know, I don't know how this is a very, very experimental fight for both. Why? Danny Garcia, right? He hasn't fought in a while. Corona. Errol Spence, he hasn't fought in a while. Accident. And Corona. You know, you would pick Errol Spence just because you thought or you think he would be the best fighter, but he hasn't fought a fighter like Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia is the kind of guy where he's a tough guy. You know, guys like Heredia bust him up in Puerto Rico, but he didn't go anywhere. So did Lamont Peterson. You know, he can take a punch. Danny Garcia is also tough. That's what people are overlooking, though. He's a tough Philly kid. What's Philadelphia produced the most? Toughness, ruggedness. You know, he fights with sticks, stones, and bottles in the streets of Philly. That's Danny Garcia, right? I think Danny Garcia, man, he may surprise a lot of people tonight. And with the recipe of Errol Spence being about 80%, on top of the Corona, on top of not being in there with other opponents, I think it might be a perfect recipe for disaster for Errol Spence. Because if he gets hit and he can't take those punches, we're going to find out right away. Especially when that leather starts flying. When that leather starts flying, these guys start mixing it up. And Danny starts and he realizes, hey, I can hurt this guy. This guy ain't there. You know, you already know the argument. The argument will exist. It will, hey, Errol Spence wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Well, for one, he shouldn't have been in there. He should have took a tune-up. He was recommended a tune-up. He was granted a tune-up. He didn't want a tune-up. In fact, guys like Terrence Crawford didn't even want to fight him right now because if he beat him, he knew that would be the excuse. So what do you think they're going to do if Danny Garcia beats him? Counterpunch. Arlette, I know, right? That's what it seems like. They don't want none of Terrence Crawford. You know, a guy coming from 140. But remember, Danny Garcia came from 140, but a while ago. Okay? You know? And then I think, you know, Al Heyman, he won't allow that to happen because he doesn't have to. Why take a gamble on the ESPN fighter that his promoters are complaining about losing money on? You know what I mean? And that's not good. Bob Arum should have shut the fuck up, honestly. Pardon my French early this morning on this Saturday, but he should have. He shouldn't have said anything and made his fighter look bad. If anything, he's hating on Terrence Crawford. So I don't think that whoever wins will fight him. If Danny Garcia wins, I don't think Danny Garcia will fight Terrence Crawford at all. Because his dad already pretty much, you know, verified he wouldn't fight him. You know? toe-to-toe will favor Danny. Danny's tough. And see, Errol Spence a tough fighter too. But we don't know how he can still take punches. He got through a wreck. But is he damaged goods? Or is he a savage like he said before? Now, that the wreck could have made him an absolute beast or whatnot. It could have. But then again, who knows? Who knows? Bob Arum is senile. Yeah, he might be by now. Errol has to fight extremely smart. I don't know. He should. If Errol Spence has any doubt in his mind that his chin will go, yeah, then he does, definitely. He definitely does. Because if he don't, and he throws caution to the wind and, pulls that AJ shit, that Marco Antonio Barrera shit, that type of shit, yeah. He's going to feel it first. He's going to feel it quick, fast. Appreciate you, Skrilla 50. Appreciate it. I love bringing out content to you guys. You know what I mean? Getting your take on it. Reading the comments. Getting it in. Sharing the wealth. Sharing the love. Sharing the knowledge. Did you see the link I sent you Instagram? You know what? I did not. I'll look at it here in a little bit when I get the set. When I get the base camp, I'll check it out. And then it's too dark to make. Well, I can't say it's too dark to make videos. I'm making a video right now. So I will check it out, definitely. Who do you think? Because I got home after that. I crashed. I ate. I was done. And then we have to work today, so I don't even know if I'll be going live for this fight, Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. But how much is the fight, guys? What is it? $75? Carl Brooks. Is it Carl Brooks? Carl Brooks. Danny Garcia is going to KO Errol Spence. Wow, okay. It was the Usyk gloves. Oh, yeah. I just released it. Absolutely, I just released it. Yeah. Definitely. I just released that. And I sourced it. Yeah, I did it actually yesterday, but I just released it this morning. Oh, Garcia's not known in the UK. He should be known in the UK. Josh Taylor and Danny Garcia would be a hell of a fight, by the way. You guys don't know Danny Garcia, but you sure as hell know Josh Taylor. But Danny Garcia, Spence needs to stop ducking Crawford. Well, yeah, a lot of people need to stop. See, here's the thing. You can say a lot of people need to stop ducking Crawford, but Crawford's after the belts. He's just not after just tough fights for the sake of just having a tough fight or a good fight. Sure, he's looking for fights, but Terrence Crawford is the actual guy that's looking for strap season. So he should adopt that name, strap season, from Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is not really about strap season. He's about fighting old Manny Pacquiao, so Manny Pacquiao can finally pass that torch to a younger fighter, which I'm not mad at him, because honestly they're both after Manny. But see, Manny is a champion. He is a champion, but they should want to fight those guys last, right? Manny Pacquiao fights whoever he wants to fight because he has that Floyd Mayweather decision-making wrench, right? He has that option. I'll fight who I want. If he fights Terrence Crawford, I think that'll be the best thing for Terrence Crawford. Why? Because Terrence Crawford legitimately deserves that opportunity to get that torch for Manny. Because if he knocks out Manny Pacquiao should retire from the sport of boxing, knowing what he knows, the things that he's done in the ring, shut it down, become a politician, love your family, train your wife, train your kids, love your family, and take care of the country and the islands in the Philippines. Do that. Case closed. The end. Book closed. Another book open for Manny. The world of politics. Right? Open another basketball team or something. Buy a new neighborhood for people in the Philippines. Do what you are born to do. And that's taking care of people. As far as Terrence Crawford, he has that torch. He beat Manny Pacquiao. He has the WBA and the WBO. It's time to unify. It's time for Errol Spence or whoever wins tonight to step up. If Errol Spence wins, it's time for him to step up. The Miracle Man Jr. Errol, the true Spence, survived a car accident, knocked out Danny Garcia, or beat him convincingly. Right? Satisfied is mandatory. Terrence Crawford takes out Manny Pacquiao. It's time for those two dudes to meet at the welterweight division. This is the Oscar De La Hoya versus the Felix Trinidad on September 19th, 1999 that we were looking for present day. This is what we should have in the welterweight division. It brings the welterweight division alive. We know the heavyweight division was dead for a long time because the Klitschko's sold it up like Fidel Castro, right? But we need other sparks in boxing as well, in other weight divisions. And it can spark that easily. Terrence Crawford, Errol, the true Spence. Let's get it on. Let's do it. Errol, the lie Spence. Strap season, man down. I'm a savage. Yeah, big up to Billy Joe. Billy Joe did his thing last night. We talked about Billy Joe last night, about 4 hours or 5 hours ago. Right? It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, Billy Joe, he needs to do some things too. But now in the welterweight division between these two guys, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, I hope we have a fantastic fight. And see, here's the thing. If Danny loses in a close fight, he will still be relevant. You know what I mean? And this is one of my fears for Terrence Crawford. If Terrence Crawford decides, screw old senile ass, pot smoking Bob Arum, and go over to the PBC, what do you think they're going to do to Terrence Crawford? Al Heyman got him in his grass. He's smoking that cigar, looking at Terrence Crawford, looking all focused and ready to sign a contract, saying, knock my socks off, give me something, give me an offer I can't refuse. He signs a contract for 2 fights, but it's not guaranteed who those 2 fights are going to be. And the first person he throws at Terrence Crawford at age 33, bars, will be Danny Garcia. He hits harder than Porter, and Porter touched Spence. He did touch Spence. We're going to see tonight, man. We're going to see. We're going to see a lot. We're going to learn a lot. If Danny Garcia, I want to see what happens when Danny Garcia catches him with a left hook, a right hand. I want to see this. How much is a fight? Yeah, Slotello presents. Yeah, lightweights, they got the talent. Heavyweights, they got the talent. The fights are coming. We had Loma. We had Teofimo. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm having another interview with Teofimo Lopez Sr. tomorrow. Okay? And next week is AJ. I will be ready for it. Live. At you. Coming at you. So, hey, it's a busy weekend. So hopefully I'll be off, drop this shit off, wrapped enough to get home, order the fight. How much is the fight? $75? Carl Brooks, I've seen him. I've seen him, work out a little bit. It's gonna be classic. It's gonna be classic. I can't wait to interview him again because he has a whole trough, a whole suitcase of shit to talk about now that his son has upset Lomachenko, the Matrix. Dean White interview was amazing. Jonathan Jerome, appreciate you, brother. Counterpunch to you. What the hell? Oh shit, she's taking a back street. Damn. Yeah, I heard that. It's a live wire. Teofimo Sr. versus Angel Garcia. I don't know, man. I don't know. Those guys, man, that's a whole lot of personality. It's a whole lot of personality between Teofimo Sr. and Garcia. White is hilarious, man. I just want him to win. Hey, man, stay tuned. I'm gonna drop another clip of the interview of Dean White today. So stay tuned for that. You know, amongst other particular videos. Okay, they're all in a queue. So I drop them every hour or so. So stay tuned for them. But as far as Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence should be able to beat Danny Garcia by outworking him. People talking about him stopping. Now, if he stops Danny Garcia, that will be very, very impressive. Why? Because no one's ever done it. First of all, no one's never even dropped Danny Garcia, let alone stopped him. You know what I mean? The people that beat him, it was just because they outworked him. You know, Errol Spence's looked like, a regular fighter when it came to step up in competition. He has. A good fighter. He look, Errol Spence shows that he belongs. But did he look special against Sean Porter? No, he didn't. He looked like a tough fighter, a tough-ass fighter that was edging the fight. Just like the Porter fight, just like Carol Brook. Now, he broke Carol Brook down. You could tell he switched that gear. But what I didn't like with Errol Spence, and I'm disappointed with him, with Mikey Garcia. He should have knocked Mikey Garcia out, honestly. He should have took him out. Smaller fighter coming from a smaller weight class, a smaller dude, period. And he said he tried to knock him out and he couldn't do it. So that just shows me a lot about like that boogeyman mentality or people, that persona that people think that he has. So this is what we have. This is what we're looking at. So it is what it is, man. I tell you, guys, hopefully we'll have one hell of a fight. I'm approaching set. I hope everybody has a great day. We will reconnect as I get off. We will go live when I get off. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the content throughout the day. Everybody in the chat, you guys been counterpunched. Good morning and good night. Peace.